it's Ren. Let's see what's making news. Today marks 100 days onto the 2024 Paris Olympics, and preparations are well underway. So to fill us in on all the details, here is Sass.
We'll start where the Olympics began, more than 3,000 years ago. This is the lighting of the Olympic torch in ancient Olympia, Greece. Since 1936, a torch has been lit and then carried on a long relay, sometimes around the world, all the way back to that year's host city. This year, the torch will leave Greece on a tall ship, visiting French islands like French Polynesia and New Caledonia. All up, the journey will take 68 days and almost 5,000 kilometres before arriving in Paris for the opening ceremony.
Our aim is to remind everybody what in ancient Greece they were doing during the Olympic Games. They would stop the wars, they would put down the arms, and they would compete in a noble competition.
Speaking of Paris, the stadiums are built and the tracks are being laid. Oh, and in case you're wondering about the colour, this is actually the first time the athletics track will be coloured purple. Back here in Australia, our opening ceremony outfits were unveiled, with athletes sporting this snazzy blazer. While our first batch of Olympic athletes have been announced, including some familiar faces, like runner Peter Bowl and Michelle Jenneke. And some new ones, like 16-year-old student Jeff Dune, who will be Australia's youngest competitor in Olympics' newest sport, breaking. With just 100 days to go, everyone's doing their final preps before they go for gold.
One of the oldest buildings in Denmark's capital, Copenhagen, has gone up in flames. This is, or was, Copenhagen's old stock exchange building, and it was built way back in 1625. Inside were lots of old paintings and cultural artifacts, which members of the public and emergency services helped to save.
I can't really explain, it's just a building, but it means so much to us Copenhageners.
The fire is now under control, but police say they aren't really sure how it started in the first place, and they'll start investigating as soon as they can access the building. Now to Canberra, where 10-year-old Ashton has raised more than $5,000 for people sleeping rough. Check it out.
To see you again.
This is one of many food deliveries that Ashton has organised to help people who are experiencing homelessness in Canberra.
How many have we got this time?
I saw lots of people, like homeless people on the streets. Just felt really sad for them. And I feel like everyone should have the same opportunities as me.
In Australia, more than 120,000 people experience homelessness, and 1 in 7 of those are children under 12. So, to help out, Ashton teamed up with a charity called the Early Morning Centre to put together emergency food packs.
They consist of baked beans, noodle, tuna, cereal, coffee, sugar, and some other stuff. My target was to raise $5,000, which was 500 packs.
To meet this target, Ashton organised fundraisers at his school, made a presentation to show friends and family, and his parents shared his idea all over social media. And after a year of hard work, he got there.
I've reached $5,000, which was my target. Kind of excited, surprised I would make it this far, and happy, thinking that like I'm helping the community.
Feeling a bit samey lately. Well, maybe it's time to switch things up. Ooh, okay, that's a lot. First to pro surfer Kelly Slater, who, after 33 years and a whopping 11 world titles, delivered an emotional competitive sign-off after being knocked out of the Margaret River Pro, which pretty much ends his surfing career.
Everything comes to an end, and if you don't adapt, you don't survive.
Now to a rambunctious elephant who decided to take a break from the circus and go on a stroll through the streets of Montana.
The circus elephant got loose.
Yep, the elephant has now been safely reunited with Jordan World Circus. And finally, to these lovebirds from southern Tasmania. Meet George, the red-tailed cockatoo, and Raphael, the musk lorikeet. The pair who formed a very unlikely friendship since being moved into the same enclosure 6 months ago.
Raphael's probably more obsessed with George than the other way around, but I've seen George sneak over for a cuddle as well on a cold night.
Ah, cheeky George. Okay, well, that's all we have time for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.